You already know this bit, but sometime in the 2020s, two geeks from across social media formed an alliance to bring you geek news from across the Nostalgiaverse. They are Jacob's Toys and SuperSorrell. Together, they have been bringing you the weekly live show, Geek Week in Review, every Sunday. But sometimes, something takes place during the week that requires their full attention. No schedule and no time slot, just an impromptu live stream. Welcome to Geek Week Plus, the bonus show.
Oh, and welcome to the Geek Week Plus with me, Jacob's Toys, and of course, wonderful one and only SuperSorrell. Hello and welcome. The chat is popping off already before we went live, Sorrell. Like, people
That's
are there,
amazing.
they're talking. This is what we like. How we doing, everyone? Very quickly, before we get to the gumph of all the like, share, subscribe stuff, John Hood in the chat. Geek Week Plus is a surprise and a welcome one on my birthday. So happy birthday, John, from me and SuperSorrell and everyone at Geek Week Plus. But yes, Geek Week Plus, for those that have not joined us before, is the bonus show. It's something that we do every now and again. No schedule, no time slot, just an impromptu live stream, as the intro said. Usually when something's happened or we've got a special guest or something. And in this case, quite a lot's happened. Let's be fair. It's quite a lot to talk about.
It's been London Toy Fair today, and a lot's popped off there. And
which, annoyingly, we were supposed to be at.
We were supposed to be there.
We were supposed to be there, and we just let it slip and didn't go. So that's on us.
That's always next year. As we keep saying.
Oh, well, we'll go next year. We'll go next year. But yeah, we were supposed to be there, annoyingly. But hey, let's move on. But yeah, lots of stuff there. Of course, if you haven't caught last Sunday's episode, we had Zach from Diamond Select. So we talked all about Diamond Select for pretty much the whole show. So we're also going to catch up on a couple of things that we kind of let slip on Sunday as well that we didn't kind of really get to.
Yeah, the fun part is, basically, as we're sat here live as well, because of the time difference, all the Americans are updating all the news websites. So, like, as you can imagine, Toy Fair's been in London today. The Americans are 6 hours behind, and like minimum. California even more. So, like, you've got to imagine that, like, all these like Toy News International, Toy Arc, they're all slowly going, oh crap, all these images, just throwing them up. So, like, as we go through the show, there's probably going to be random updates. So, it's going to be fun.
It's fun. It's the fun of a live stream. That's the fun of a live stream.
Yeah.
Very quickly, straight off the bat, before we do go into the stuff that's popped off, one thing that did come from Zach's interview on Sunday was the Lord of the Rings figures. Yeah. So he did, I wouldn't say let slip, but told us quite openly that
quite a lot.
They're not done. They're not done with Lord of the Rings at all. There's quite a few more figures come in, including some exclusives as well. So if you are a collector of the Diamond Select Lord of the Rings figures, like myself and Sorrell, there's a few more figures coming, which is very good news indeed.
If you haven't seen the video, go back and watch it and let us know by using the hashtag CatchUpCrew, and that lets us know you've been watching. But also check it out, because he does tell us about Lord of the Rings and the fact that they're going to be making another movie in the same vein. If you get my drift, go watch and find out more. So go check out that video. It was awesome. It was a really cool interview.
Yeah, it was very good. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, and if you don't mind me giving this little plug as well, obviously I did. Jacob sadly couldn't be with us on the interview, but I was with Emily and Lenny from the Hasbro team this week, and they let a lot slide. They let a lot out, to be honest. In my interview, I watched other people's interviews, and I think a lot of people just focus on G.I. Joe. I kind of touched on multiple bases, and I asked about the Pulse, the Ghostbusters Plasma series. I asked about the Power Rangers. So if you're a fan of those lines, go check out the interview and see what she says, because she does let some stuff go. So go check it out.
They were in typical like panelist vein of the typical vein of a panelist. They were very much like, I can neither deny or confirm. But if you've seen enough of these interviews, you know where the answers are directed. And it was a really good interview. I was so gutted I missed it. Like I was sat backstage, wasn't I? We were both backstage waiting, and I was like, I haven't got the day off work today. I need to get to work. And obviously, Sorrell rode it solo, but did an amazing job. So.
And not just to blow my own trumpet, but I mean, a lot of other interviews that I've watched is literally someone just literally reeling off questions one after another to them, whereas I felt ours was more of a conversation and I don't know, it felt more natural. Whereas I've seen some others that are like, so Emily, can you tell me this? And then it just goes quiet for a minute as she like finalizes her answer in her head. So like, mine felt more natural. I think there was like a very natural rapport. And Lenny is such a cool guy. I want to have a chat with him like one-on-one.
I haven't had the opportunity to talk to Lenny. Obviously, I interviewed Emily 2 years ago at MCM, and she is a lot of fun. Like, she's a lot of fun to chat to. Very passionate about different brands and stuff. So I was gutted that I didn't get to catch up with her again.
Yeah, because they're not at Toy Fair. It's the UK team that are at Toy Fair this year, so none of the Americans are there. So that's interesting. I think Brandon and that's there. I think from what I've heard. So shame we went down there to catch up.
For anybody that doesn't know what London Toy Fair is, essentially it's a trade show, isn't it? It's an opportunity for brands to kind of showcase what it is they've got coming, and that is not the same vein as a convention.
No.
People do get an opportunity to go along. People like myself, SuperSorrell, a lot of the other people online and stuff like that. But you do get the opportunity to go down and obviously discuss with brands and stuff, but it's very different to how a convention works. It's much more of a trade fair.
It's definitely a trade fair, and there are a lot of stands there that aren't bothered about influencers, but you're not there for them because like they're like the ones that want to sell this. I'm talking like your Character PLC and your Diamond Toys, not Diamond Select, Diamond Distribution. They're the ones that want to get into brick and mortar stores, so they're not really bothered about social media. But the big companies like your Hasbros, your Mattels, your Playmobiles, you can basically book a time slot with them and they will show you around the booth. And sometimes they'll give you a little sneak peek as to what's coming out. Sometimes you can talk about it, sometimes you can't. It is a lot of fun though to be there. And I've done a couple of videos on my channel. Like I was able to check out the Hot Toys panel a few years ago, and I really enjoyed that. And then Playmobil as well. I had a lot of fun with Natalie from Playmobil. My God, I had to wrap my brain then. And Natalie from Playmobil. She was a lot of fun. We basically sat and she showed me all the Scooby-Doo stuff and all the Back to the Future stuff long before it came out. And I was literally sat playing with the Scooby-Doo mystery machine for about 10 minutes. She's like, you can move on now if you want. I'm like, oh, that's a hint. I'll move.
That is very cool. And very quickly in the chat there, Daniel said, thanks for asking about Power Rangers Sorrell in that interview. Glad to finally have that interview on video.
No worries, dude.
If you want to know what information he's talking about, go and check out the video. But yeah, it is. It's a very good one. Very, very good one.
I'll tell you what, before we get into all the news and stuff, haven't we put our own toy out this month?
I think we did, Sorrell. Have we mentioned that yet? You want the ad? No, we won't play the advert just yet. We'll play the advert. You want the advert? We've put out our own toy line. Now we're going to be talking about this for a couple of minutes every single time we go live because we really want your guys' support. We have put out a toy line Kickstarter for Pocket Goblins, which is essentially a throwback to Monster in My Pocket, Muscle Men, PET, Alien, all those kind of things. Small, little non-articulated figures that are massively collectible. And we are really eager for this to succeed. We're about 15% funded already, which is fantastic. We've had the likes of Steve Evans jump on board and fund it as well from Hasbro, which is great. But it's really exciting. And we have so much planned. We've got so many people kind of lined up, ready to do stuff and go to work. And everybody seems really excited about putting this to life. So please do jump onto that Kickstarter and give us a pledge. It doesn't matter how big or how small. And one thing that we really want to stress is that money will not be taken from your account immediately. It will only be taken if and when the project funds. So if you are, it's January at the end of the day, putting it out in January was always going to be kind of a bit risky, but you're not going to be short of any money. It's basically just you kind of saying, I will pay towards the project. And every single pledge helps us get towards that goal. because it is an all or nothing thing with Kickstarter. If we do not make the minimum requirement, the toys don't get made. If we exceed that minimum requirement, then there's these things called stretch goals, which we haven't announced yet. We'll be announcing in the next week, I think. But essentially, they're almost like the tiers that you see with like HasLabs and stuff like that. That essentially, if we reach a certain point past our goal, then there's more stuff that's added to the release. So it kind of makes your thing bigger. So yeah, do you want the advert?
Yeah.
Go on then, let's have a look.
Yesteryear, a time where small, exciting, collectible and tradable action figures were the currency of the playground and lined children's pockets everywhere. But what happened to those toys? It makes you wonder, just how great would it be to have a line of toys like those again?
Pocket Goblins. Put a goblin in your pocket.
Yes, there they are, Pocket Goblins. Do jump over, give us a pledge, show some support. We very much appreciate it. I think we'll drop the link in the chat at some point as well. But yeah, very exciting. But anyway, let's move on with some of the other toy news this week, and entertainment news, and Toy Fair, Star Wars, and all the other good stuff. Where should we even start it?
Yeah, so before we jump into the toy newsy bit, I'm going to jump into entertainment news because there's a little bit of that to go, which I think will be a good one to start with. I was just trying to find the link to the Kickstarter because Man in the Chair, Man in the Chair is running wild like Hulkamania and has just posted. There we go. Right, cool. On with the show. So we've had some entertainment news this week, and some of it is pretty exciting. I can't lie. I'm quite excited for some of this. So let's jump in with my favorite one. So I think this is going to be a little bit of a conversation starter, to be honest.
I do agree.
So, you know I'm going to
I know what you're putting.
No, you don't. So, yeah. So WWE a while back made their own WWE network. However, it's kind of died a death a little bit. And in America, they still rely on USA Network, Sci-Fi Network, or whatever it is that's carrying them at the moment. However, as of January of next year, Raw and all of the other, I don't know why they've put Raw on Netflix, because it literally is WWE's coming to Netflix. You'll be able to watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and all the pay-per-views live on Netflix and on demand. So basically, every show of WWE will be on Netflix. Wow. Which I think is amazing. So basically, Netflix is becoming WWE Network's home. They're going to have all the documentaries, all their own specials, everything WWE produces is coming to Netflix. Wow. And that includes England and Europe for the first time. The deal with Sky Sports is coming to an end. So in the UK as well, we'll be able to get Raw, SmackDown, everything live on Netflix. I think that's going to open the door. Yeah, I think that's going to open the door to a lot of youngsters in the UK being able to watch Netflix. Because right now in the UK, it's either behind the subscription of the WWE Network, and in the UK, it's delayed. We get the shows like 3 weeks behind because of the deal with Sky. Sky put them out live, but obviously at 1 a.m. when the kids are in bed.
Yeah,
I think having it on Netflix is going to bring in a whole new audience for WWE.
That's awesome. That really is awesome. I mean, as a fan of wrestling, I was growing up, I absolutely loved wrestling right into kind of my early to late 20s, but I kind of fell out of love with it because of the catching up with it, because of the having to stay up really late to watch certain things and subscribe to different networks and that kind of stuff. So the fact that it's going to be on Netflix, 100% going to be getting back into that. And if it's, I wonder if they're going to bring in all the back catalogue as well, because there are a lot of VHS, DVD documentaries. Like, I had a whole bunch. Like there was like, the Shawn Michaels like anthology of all these documentaries and stuff, and the Hitman Hart stuff.
Yeah.
And, like if they put all of those on there as well, and they make like a whole WWE kind of section, that's huge. That is,
I reckon.
Huge.
I think it's everything going forward. So I think anything that is currently on WWE Network will stay there, and all the archive will stay on the network because that's kind of what it is. And like WCW, all the shows for that are on the network now, so you can watch all those. But I think it's going forward, so all the shows going forward.
Matter of time, and that will, if it works with
Yeah,
Netflix,
if it works,
I
they'll
guarantee
bring it on, I'm sure.
it'll be a matter of time. But that's massive. That is massive. That's really exciting. I did not know that. That's something I've missed. And you are right. I was not expecting that. that is wicked. But it's just like you say, for young people as well. Like for Netflix is such a, because you forget for kids of like 10 to 15, like Netflix has kind of always been there. Netflix is essentially what Sky was for us when we were kids. And you think about how many shows and how many kind of different brands and stuff we were introduced to because of Sky and because of the certain cartoon channels and certain, fantasy channels and sci-fi channels and stuff. Netflix is kind of doing that for a lot of kids nowadays. So wrestling, that's a really big one.
Oh yeah,
that's a really big one. I wonder if any of the other wrestling networks will go elsewhere. Like we'll get a certain one on Paramount Plus or a certain one on Amazon or something like that.
I don't know.
Surely they're gonna want to compete.
Well, ITV have got the AEW, the rival show. They've got that, but I don't know.
Jenko T in the chat has just taken me back to like the early 90s, right? Fox Kids Fox Kids was the best channel ever. Like it's not been beaten.
I'll never forget the day that it got renamed to Jetix, and I was like, "What is this? Why have you done that?" Fox Kids with the little Fox logo with the little spotlights. That was it.
Fox Kids slowly followed by Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
Fox Kids, Cartoon Network.
I never growing up, I didn't watch Cartoon Network. I watched Boomerang because they had the older cartoons on. I used to watch all the Top Cats, Looney Tunes, so I watched that one.
Yeah,
because at the time when we were growing up, Cartoon Network was full of all that weird era where we had nothing but all these weird cartoons like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Johnny Bravo, Dexter Laboratory, I Am Weasel. These really weird shows.
Johnny Bravo, my friend. Like, do not. Yeah. I'll tell you what, right? While we talk about retro cartoons really quickly, my son, who's 5, is massively into Danger Mouse, and I don't know where this has come from, but it's like on the playground. That's what the kids all want to play. They play Danger Mouse, and I was like, okay, we can watch some Danger Mouse. It had a reboot. Do you know that?
Wow, did not know.
There was a reboot of Danger Mouse recently because there's like a modern looking it looks very similar, but the animation is just obviously a lot more modern. Yeah, it's just not as grainy. And then there's obviously the original Danger Mouse. So we sat there for a couple of hours and just watched Danger Mouse, and I was like, "This is incredible! Like, this is brilliant! Like, bring back more old cartoons."
Jurassic Park is getting a reboot.
Ooh.
Universal have officially confirmed that Jurassic Park is coming back. It's getting a reboot back to the original book. We're going to be getting a film that closely follows the book rather than what Steven Spielberg did with the movie. So it's going to be a different telling of it and a reimagining. And it's the original director. So the original producer, sorry. So the original producers of Jurassic Park are coming back to do this movie, but with Steven Spielberg as executive producer, but they want to follow the book.
So, hang on, how does this work? Because we've just had the new Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous spin-off, haven't we? Like, what was it called? I can't remember. We covered it a few weeks ago. Yeah. So there's the new animation, isn't there? So that the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World universe is kind of growing still.
So Jurassic World is continuing on the current timeline. Jurassic World. Bear in mind, they're two different things now, aren't they? So you got Jurassic World, which is carrying on in its current timeline, and it will continue.
Yeah, but it started from Jurassic Park.
I know, but now they're rebooting. I'm guessing it's because they're using the Jurassic World logos for everything. The Jurassic Park one's kind of obsolete now, so I think they're going to probably redesign it to look like the original book cover and things like that, like the original logo, and then bring it all back out under the Jurassic Park franchise name, and probably do the first 2 books from Michael Crichton as like proper movies following the books, because the books are a lot more violent. The books are a lot more gruesome.
Immediately this makes me sad, only because Jurassic Park was one of the last films that kind of on a big scale, kind of massively popular, like used more animatronics than they did CGI, and it was very much the dinosaurs were there. And I know there have been films since, and some filmmakers are still very true to using stuff physically, but Jurassic Park was kind of like, for me, when I think about the switch, it kind of happened after Jurassic Park. And you know, the idea of kind of a reboot, it's going to be more heavily CGI, surely. It's, you know, rather than
no, we have no information yet. It's still Amblin Entertainment, it's still Universal Studios, it's still Steven Spielberg executively producing it, like all the other films.
But they do have, if anyone has read the books, they do have an opportunity to make this much more of a mature adult film.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Jurassic World is the kids' family universe, and then they're going to have the Jurassic Park as the more mature 18 plus version. I don't know. If they're going to follow the books and do the Dennis Nedry death, Jesus Christ, that'll scar children for life.
Oh yeah, it will. Yeah, it still amazes me how many kind of rip-offs of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World we have. Like, there seems to be like a new kind of B-movie version of dinosaurs created in a lab film every year. Like, it's madness, but I love it. Dinosaurs, you know.
We have the official poster now for Lisa Frankenstein. This will be your Valentine's Day hit this year. It looks a lot of fun. We did talk about the trailers the other week. I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks silly and funny. You
know what? I hit the nail on the head when I was thinking about this the other day. If I say so myself, I was thinking about why I like the look of this film so much. And I know it's stylized to be very kind of 80s looking, but the film in itself feels very much like the Weird Science, the Beetlejuice, like that, the Edward Scissorhands, like the kind of early 90s, late 80s kind of horror comedy. And
this is what they're going for. Yeah, it says on the thing that exactly those movies you mentioned is what they're going for.
Yeah.
Zelda, who's made the movie, she's basically saying she was a big fan of Weird Science growing up, Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands.
Who wasn't a fan of Weird Science?
Yes, the film is set in 1989. An oddball girl who doesn't fit in, can't get a date for prom, basically builds her own date, and they become like a Bonnie and Clyde duo.
It's such a cool. It's so cool that I'm almost a little bit disappointed they've used the name Frankenstein in the title. Do you know what I mean? Like, the concept of it is so cool. I like the Frankenstein. Obviously, it makes sense why it's called Lisa Frankenstein, but it's almost kind of like, it seems so strong that I think it could have kind of sold itself anyway.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't wait for this one. Cannot wait for it.
Yeah, so Valentine's Day. I mean, Mrs. SuperSorrell's got no idea she's going to see this yet, but she's going
to her present.
That is her Valentine's Day in a nutshell.
If she's watching, you've given it away.
She never watches my content.
Maybe we should just both take our wives, like our own wives, to the cinema on Valentine's Day.
That sounded weird for a minute.
Well, when I said it, I had to kind of just clarify, like taking our own wives to the cinema and actually just take them to go and see that, and that's their present.
Later on tonight, you can also check out my appearance on the Nerdy Awards for 2023. Big Nerdy himself. He's a big fan of it. He's a big follower of the channel and stuff. So Nerdzoic, go check him out. He's doing his annual Nerdy Awards, and I'm presenting the award for Star Wars Figure of the Year. I had to think then. Star Wars Figure of the Year.
You know the winner, I'm guessing.
I do know the winner, and I can't talk about it. But I do know the winner, and there's many other YouTubers on there. Shartamus is a part of it. Dan Who's a part of it.
Yeah.
The Fwoosh is on there. There's a bunch of creators that have been involved in it. So go check it out.
I remember I did one last year. I cannot remember what the category that I announced was.
Marvel, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was.
Bath of the Year or something.
No, it wasn't. I think it was something really obscure, like third party figure of the year or something like that. But yeah, for anyone, I didn't do it this year, but anyone that doesn't know, obviously, Big Nerdy, aka Nerdzoic, as you say, friend of the channel, friend of us, does these really cool kind of what do you call them, polls, and finds out what comes out on top, and then, like Sorrell said, just gets a load of like-minded people to kind of announce what they are. So it is a lot of fun. It's a good video to watch, and kind of surprised sometimes where some things rank. Yeah.
He's a big stats nerds at heart as well, isn't he? He loves his number crunching and stuff. So I mean, this is right up his street. So it'll be a good one to watch.
Massively.
This was a bit because we kind of talked about this a little bit when we had Zach on the show. But obviously, Zach's from America, and I didn't want to bog him down with it because obviously he wouldn't have had a clue what the hell we're on about.
No.
So I started bringing this back up. Tesco and the Entertainer have joined forces. Basically, entertain. You know, like when you go into a Sainsbury's now, and you've got the little mini Argos, and it's got Argos staff running it. That's how it's going to be. So Tesco is taking out their toy aisle. They're going to no longer stock their own toys. They're going to hire the entertainer to be their toy aisle, and there'll be a mini entertainer inside every single store, and it will be run by entertainer staff, not by Tesco staff.
Yeah,
and so that
it's not bad.
It sounds cool, but then on the press release, it also says they will be sticking with their stringent So still no Harry Potter is going to be in there. Some lines will be taken away from Tesco as well as they're getting the entertainer, but they're losing stuff as well.
Are they sticking to the Sunday closure?
Yeah, the toy aisle will be stocked on a Saturday evening and on a Monday morning to make sure the shelves are stocked. The entertainer bit will still be open, so you can pick up toys and take them to the checkout at Tesco. So you can still do that, but the shelves will just not be stocked and manned, basically.
That's weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very weird. But I mean, it makes sense because essentially it's not like Tesco's buying out the entertainer. It's not like they're merging. It is literally a case of because there are so many Tesco stores, the entertainer's now got the opportunity to essentially open another however many stores. So, the flip side of it is more jobs, more toys, more toy shops,
And the fact that I think Sainsbury's Tesco did have an opticians in a lot of theirs that has randomly just shut down recently. So I think that's why they've done it. There's a little room in a lot of the Tesco's now that needs to be filled.
Yeah,
so it's going to be filled with toys.
Hopefully, though. I mean, I must admit, the entertainer isn't my go-to place.
No, it's not mine.
They don't have a huge. They're okay for like preschool toys and stuff like that. Like if you're picking up stuff for like your younger kids. But like for older kids and for collectors, I mean, they do have some really random deals and random sales. So, who knows? Who knows?
Goosebumps, the graphic novel series is coming out.
Cool.
R.L. Stein's books are being adapted into graphic novels for teenage readers, they're calling it. I don't care. I'm still going to get it. It's The Haunted Mask is the first one they're doing.
Looks amazing.
Yeah, followed up very closely by The Phantom of the Auditorium, which again was another favourite of mine.
Yeah, although this one does look a lot like a goblin. Do check out Pocket Goblins Kickstarter. No, every time we get something that reminisces to look slightly like a goblin, we're going to drop that in. No, I love the Goosebumps books. I was a big fan of Point Horror and Goosebumps growing up. I used to love reading those. I love comic books, so this is a natural kind of win for me.
R.L. Stein's been making I don't say adult comics, that sounds naughty, but like mature comic books for the last couple of years now with Boom, I think it was Boom Studios, and he's produced a couple now, and they're quite good. He's R.L. Stein. It's always going to be decent, like horror with R.L. Stein intact, and the fact that it's the original books. I mean, like I know they've been through some reiterations over the years. I've had retellings, I've had sequels and random books thrown around. Slap is nothing like from when he started when we were kids. Slap is he's now the mascot of the whole thing. But they're doing the original books, so I'm hoping for like One Day at Horrorland and Night at Terror Tower, and I'm hoping for some of those classics.
Just thinking about it now as well is that I think this could potentially bridge the gap because a lot of the audience of Goosebumps, like the kind of target market age group, don't necessarily pick up a Goosebumps book because they're looked at as like childlike because they've been around for so long and they know the characters. They know, like you say, Slappy, like most people know who Slappy is, even if they've never read a Goosebumps book. So to kind of create the graphic novels, like for my eldest son, for example, I know he'll sit there and read a graphic novel, and if I know him the way I think I know him, he will then go, I want to go and pick up a book because there's actually a whole catalogue of these stories. So so that's a really good move.
Yeah.
Really good move.
So Disney Store have announced that they were doing their Droid Series 4-pack. These are the Builder Droid series that you can pull apart to pull the heads off and all that stuff. This will be coming on the 29th, so next week. This will be the 29th, and it's for they've got a bunch of new Ahsoka merch dropping, but this is basically one of them. It's the first droid pack we've had since Christmas. So I mean, Christmas we got the single droid, so it's the first 4-pack in a while. We didn't get one for the missed one. Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We didn't get one for Obi-Wan Kenobi randomly, even though there was a bunch of droids in that. But
yeah.
So you've got you've got Chopper. It's an updated version of Chopper, which everyone will love because people have been dying to get their hands on that when it was a Disney Parks exclusive for a long time. Yeah. So the fact that he's included is awesome. Then we've got David Tennant's character. I could never pronounce his name. How Yang. Yeah. He's in there and he's a protocol droid, so you'll be able to pull his all his parts off just like all the other droids, and he'll fit together with like C-3PO, and you can make some mad mashups. The red droid was the one that pulled Hera and Ahsoka when they were on the Rebel base.
Yep.
And then the white and yellow one is from that weird place where Jack Black was.
Oh yeah,
like from that episode, he was one of them little droids running around.
Oh, cool. I must admit, I know we're going to get onto toy news a little bit later, but I'm surprised to see Chopper in there, based on the scale and the size, because they've just announced Chopper as a vintage, haven't they?
Yeah, we'll get on to that. But they've just announced him. Well, right. Here's the thing: these figures are still the vintage ones. They're exactly the same. When they release the droids for the vintage series, they usually are the ones that pull apart. They usually are the builder droids, because why would they bother making a new mold when they've already got one sat in the archive? I don't know for definite, but I think it's Hasbro that makes the Droid Factory series on behalf of the Walt Disney Company. Because on the back of the packaging, it doesn't actually say who makes them. It just says, made for the Walt Disney World Parks. I'm thinking it's Hasbro that makes them, because the molds are reused.
Yeah, and that's why I was surprised that we've got a Chopper coming out in this, but then also a Chopper that we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah. I'm also looking forward to that 4-pack they announced for Amazon, but we'll get on to that. I'm excited for that. I like droids. Droids are at least the only part of Star Wars I collect now. Them little droids, because I love them. I've been collecting them since I was about 13.
They are cool, and the Builder Droid element of being able to kind of pull them apart and create different ones, and I just like the novelty of when you're in a park and you can buy like a Mickey hat or a Mickey ears or something like that, or a Goofy hat to put on your droid. I just think it's like a nice little touch.
Yeah, and they always do the Pride droids, which I'm always a big supporter of. I think that's a cool thing to do that. The Star Wars universe is very inclusive. I like the fact they do that, and they always do one for Halloween, Christmas. Then they always do the big packs towards the end of the year. So it's a line that's been around since about 2013. I think it's been around a long time. So I've been collecting them like yearly in Florida, because at one point they were only available in the parks. And then I went to Paris, and they had like four exclusives at Paris, and I've got all them now. So I think I'm only missing like 2 in the entire run.
It's one of those things as well that you can guarantee for anyone that hasn't been to a Disney park. You go into the Star Wars shop or whatever it is, where the builder droids are, and there is always a sea of children just building droids and leaving them on the side. Like, you go there and there are like 1,000,001 combinations just graffitied across the display, and like all these little kids like just flick it, like, and that's the fun of it. You got to kind of throw some elbows out to get in and kind of get your pieces, but it's it just cracks me up how all these kids are at it like a chocolate fountain. They're just all just swarm towards it.
Yeah, it's like that in Lego though, isn't it? Like Paige and my daughter, when I take her to Lego, she's always like wanting to build a Lego set, like a Lego minifigure, and we never take it home. She just wants to build one, so she just stands there for about 10 minutes building.
I'm half tempted next time I go just to pick some of the ones up that someone's built and buy those. Just be like, I'm gonna have this one, and this one.
Well, the thing is, in Florida, they never had the deal on, but when you go to Paris, you can get, it's like $12 each or 2 for $20. So I used to always do the 2 for $20, obviously, but I just literally, I would build one in every color, and then buy all them, and then I'd buy a load of random separate parts, because I've got a big box now, which I pulled them all apart a while back just to have all the bits in a box. And I can now build up pretty much any droid in the Star Wars universe at this point. Like any color combination you want, I can make.
Nice. You do like a run of TikTok videos where you just ask
I
people
did.
for a
And people
combination.
kept saying like, make an R437, and like, I'd quickly look up what that was, and because I don't know them all, and basically be like, oh, a green and white droid, I can do that. Click, 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 click.
You are the Droid Factory.
I love the Droid Factory series. Anyway, we need to move on. There's so much to damn talk about. But next up is which slide? This one. So this is a lot of fun. So obviously, over the next couple of days, we're going to be getting a ridiculous amount of Funko news because Funko is one of the main stands at London Toy Fair. It is massive. The last time I went, I spent an entire 20 minutes just walking around it. It was massive. So one of the big announcements that's come on the Funko Europe site today for London Toy Fair is this random Deadpool series. Now, obviously, it's nothing to do with Deadpool 3. It's just a random Deadpool series, and we've got like a heavy metal head Deadpool and a Lederhosen's Deadpool and a
Bowling Deadpool,
pajama Deadpool, prom Deadpool.
Deadpool, yeah. This is obvious though. You are going to see so much Deadpool merch, whether it's related to the movie or not, popping up this year because it's one of the biggest kind of comic book films coming, isn't it? So it's obvious that we're going to see Deadpool left, right, and center.
I personally love this version. The Park Ranger Deadpool with Squirrel Pool in his hand.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's going to be a Funko exclusive. But yeah, if you go on the Funko Europe page today, there is literally, whenever he wants to do it, there is literally hundreds of just new posts about all the new stuff that's launched. So can't run through everything. Funko is a massive product, but there is a video on there of someone doing the run through. The Geek of Steel did a run through of the entire panel this morning, so you can always go ahead and check that little video out.
That's cool.
Also at Toy Fair, and I thought that we got our first look at merchandise for Doctor Who. The new Doctor, his new companion, and a new villain that we've not seen yet. So,
no
spoilers. This guy, the big, and then you can see below they've got the new sonic screwdrivers as well.
Yeah.
But this was tweeted out by Ruby, so the actress that's playing the new companion, and this is showing off the new merch from Toy Fair.
Ruby Sunday is the name of the character.
It is. It is.
What account is this?
This is her account.
So she just
Millie Gibson.
She's just created. Oh, she just changed her name.
Yep. I believe so. I'm not sure, but yeah. Anyway,
I wonder if she was supposed to send those pictures out of the toy, because I'd be well excited if I had a toy of myself. I'd be like, yeah, that's going everywhere. But yeah, it just seems bizarre that there's like a villain that we've not seen yet.
well, they're all on display at Toy Fair. You don't have to have an appointment to go to the character PLC stand. They did announce yesterday on TikTok and stuff that they were going to be showing off the new Doctor Who merch. So it's not like it's a secret or anything. But it is unusual to see villains that we've not seen yet. So it's like a weird insector kind of.
I was going to say, it looks a lot like a mantis kind of.
Yeah. Good shout.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And not only that, but there was this one announced as well, which is going to be an online exclusive. Attention, Doctor Who fans, we're excited to announce the Fugitive Doctor and TARDIS.
Okay.
It's Doctor Who merch, so I will say this: just watch out in your local B&Ms in the next 5 to 6 months.
Yeah,
it's guaranteed to end up there. Every Doctor Who merch and winds up in B&M.
Yeah.
As sad as that is.
Doctor, though, is this a character we've seen before?
Yeah, so on the last run with Jodie Whittaker, it was the Doctor. Oh god, it's such a convoluted timeline.
Yes, yeah.
Do you remember the Time Child?
Yeah.
It's that storyline basically.
Okay. Yeah. It's just a bit difficult. The figures aren't the best for likeness, I don't think so.
No, and Doctor Who's figures they've never have been cracking. To be fair, I wish someone else would take over the line, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Ooh, I channel my inner Dave. Then do you hear that? It is what it is. Crack open a beer, take off your pants.
I love hearing you trying to do like a southern accent.
I can't do one, save my life.
No.
I'm far too northern.
It's like me trying to do a northern accent; it just wouldn't work.
Where are we next? There's so much stuff. Back onto random toy news now. I will come back to London in a little bit. But this one got announced today as well. It's not for everyone in our community, but you know that I can't not talk about Monster High. Monster High is releasing Polly Pocket crossovers.
I was going to say this is a very good move. This
It's
is
very
a
good
very
move.
good move.
Polly
Mighty
Pocket is dying a death at the moment. They've kind of been remade, but they're not like what they used to be now.
No, Mighty Max and Polly Pocket need to just be what they were when they first came out, and that's the little handheld thing that, you know, on the top it shows you what's inside, you know, and then you open it up. There's a character, there's a villain, there's an accessory. Like that's what was so good about those toys as kids, and these look very reminiscent of that style.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking
But
forward
you
to
know
that.
that you're going to have to buy all of those to have all of the characters, aren't you? You're going to have to pick all of those up.
Well, luckily I've got a daughter, so it's not too creepy. And she ends up playing with them once I'm done with them. I basically steal all the characters out of them. Then she goes, "But can I play with the characters when I want to play with Polly Pocket?" I'm like, "No, they're my characters." No, it's a line we collect together. Some of them she has and plays with. Some of them I keep on the shelf. The more expensive ones stay with me. But the usual, your Dracula, your Wolf Dean, your Frankie, and your the Cleo. I can name them all. Haha. They all the main four she has in her toy box at all times. I've got my own Dracula up there hiding in the corner.
Good.
I couldn't not have Dracula's daughter. I couldn't not.
No.
Being the biggest fan of Dracula that I am. Where are we?
I wonder if Mighty Max will get a crossover, because that was like the kind of the boys version, wasn't it?
It was. I used to love Mighty Max. It had a TV series at one point as well.
I had the one was a snake. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, with the head that lifted up with the little mouth.
Yeah, I loved it. I played with it for so long.
Bandai Spirits announced today Godzilla monster series for the new -1 movie. So this is the Odo Island form and minus color version for the legendary Godzilla movie.
So is this a spoiler because there's two different characters there?
It might be. I don't know. I've not seen -1 yet, so I really couldn't tell you. But apparently it's the same. It's probably Godzilla, just two different versions of Godzilla. It says legendary Godzilla and Godzilla from Odo Island. So unless there's two Godzillas, I don't know.
No.
I'm not up on my Godzilla lore. I just know who Godzilla is.
I haven't seen it yet. It's one of them films that I'm desperate to see, but I just haven't had the opportunity to go and see it properly yet.
The thing is, what I'm more excited for, I was going to go see it, but then they announced that they're doing the black and white version in the UK as well, like they did in Japan. And I kind of want to see that version more.
Yeah.
The stylized version. Because obviously Godzilla's were black and white.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the nostalgia for it. So, I mean, I kind of want to see it like that, like all black and white.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one. I like this one. I had to tweet. I tweeted out about this one. Oh, I'm still sharing my screen. Sorry about that. I thought I ended it and came back. I just realized it's a good job I didn't go away from that page. Damn. Lilo and Stitch giving us the Stitch Revlatech figure. The Revlatechs are pretty good. They're pretty expensive, but they are decent figures.
Yeah.
And they're giving us a all singing, all dancing Stitch with many accessories, different arms that port in and out. So that's very cool. I like that idea. The fact that you can put the 4 arms on or the 2 arms. That's very cool how they've done that. And I don't know where that ports into, because you can't see the portholes on that.
Another body, maybe.
Oh, good shout. It could be 2 bodies. But yeah, he looks awesome. Look how sad. Oh,
it's just it's the articulation on the ears. That's a massive. This sounds really, proper geeky, but being able to articulate the ears, because he's so animated in the movies and the shows and stuff. That's how that hasn't been done properly yet. I don't know. Not that I've seen anyway.
Yeah, I keep wanting to pull the trigger on Disney Revlatech, but I just can't afford it. But I would love to, because they've made some cracking Disney figures so far.
Yeah. That is very cool, though.
Yeah, the new Stitch looks awesome. They made the Jessie and the Buzz and Woody, and they made quite a few now of Disney.
It just works, doesn't it? Like we said about the Toy Story ones, the style just works.
It does. Right. I think that was everything on there. Oh, we got this one too. Yes, we do. It's fun doing this on the fly. Right, here we go. We also had the Dark Knight Rises Catwoman and Batpod McFarlane exclusive.
Yeah, this was only a matter of time, wasn't it?
I love the figure though. I kind of want the figure more than the bike. I'm not too bothered for the bike,
No.
but I want the figure. So I'm hoping they re-release her down the line.
Maybe.
Because she didn't come in the pack, did she? With the regular series with the Bane Build-A-Fig, she weren't a part of that. I don't think.
Mm-mm.
So,
No.
yeah, she was the saving grace of that movie for me, in that opinion.
I thought she was fantastic. I really did. And I liked the kind of downplayed version of her.
Yes, because sometimes like Halle Berry went for the old school like Eartha Kitt version of the with all the noises, and I'm not into that. That's a bit weird.
Didn't work for me. It really didn't work for me. But yeah, I like the downplayed version of Catwoman in this, and they just kind of took her back to basics. And it looks like a really good figure. And if you've got that Dark Knight McFarlane line already, she's going to fit in perfectly with them.
Yeah, the only thing is
clever
like
packaging it in with a bike though, because I think if they put another, go on.
No, go on.
no, you go on. No, what I was going to say is that I think if you'd put another version of Batman in with a bike, I don't think it necessarily would have sold as much, but there will be people that will now buy the bike because they want the figure, and that's just key. Like that's just clever marketing, isn't it?
Yeah, with it being a exclusive to them and their website, that makes it harder for us in the UK to obtain. I've not seen any of the sites put it up for pre-order yet, so I'm waiting to see who's going to get it in the UK. I do keep checking back. Props and replicas is usually my go-to.
Right, okay.
They get a lot of the import stuff. Like he's just got a bunch of the Plunderlings back in stock, which if you've never seen Plunderlings, oh my god, please check them out. They're amazing.
Almost as amazing as Pocket Goblins.
That's gonna be every video now.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that one done there. Scrolling. I think we're done there. Okay, cool. I can go back to my other one. We do have some listings from McFarlane though. Before we do, McFarlane did give off a bunch of listings again. Again, take this with a pinch of salt. But a lot of the websites are currently reporting it. This is being reported on Toy News International. So this is the list. You just made the list. Chris Jericho quote. Batman Future's End. The Batman who laughs as Batman. I don't understand that. The Batman who laughs as Batman. I've not read a lot of modern Batman comics. I couldn't tell you. Batman from the Joker from Batman the Three Jokers.
Batman versus Bane Nightfall could be a good 2-pack.
Yeah. With Megafig. It's a Megafig, so Bane's going to be massive in that then.
Yeah. Well, if it's from Nightfall, he's going to have to be.
He's going to have to be. Yes, the big, that's the big, like, broad version, isn't it? Like, big Yeah, big, tall version.
The Blacklight Joker.
Mm-hmm.
That could be quite good. I think, have they done a Blacklight Joker yet? They must have.
Yeah, of course they have.
I was going to say, they must have.
We're finally getting Starfire.
Yep.
Which is interesting because it didn't thing on the show the other day. He mentioned that they haven't done Starfire yet. So he more or less called it.
Yeah, he did actually. Tumblr with Tumblr with Lucius Fox as well. Lucius?
Yeah, Lucius. So we're getting
Lucius. That's going to be big.
And the Batman animated series Joker Mobile.
That's going to be pretty big as well. Yeah, they're both really. Yeah, that's going to be massive. Surely that Tumblr with, if it's in scale, well, it says 7-inch scale.
It's going to be massive.
Wow.
So yeah, some nice new Batman products for us there. Hope to look forward to. And then Bandai gave us the, I'm going to butcher this Japanese, but Denji Sentai Shodo Super Jaden Sentai Nezi Rangers box set of 6. Woo!
Cool. Say that again.
Basically, Japan made Power Rangers. We ripped it off. This is the original ones. Go buy them.
Yeah.
So basically, this is just it's the I can't say it again. It's Power Rangers. Go check it out.
These are pretty much the exact costumes of the Rangers as well.
Did we call them the Psycho Rangers?
Psycho Rangers, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The
we
Psycho
had all these. We had literally had all of these from Hasbro as part of the Lightning series. I think we also got a couple of other colors, but we definitely had all of these as part of the Lightning collection.
You know when they always say that if there was going to redo the movie and make new suits, they would be the ones that I think would work the most.
Yeah.
In that, well, the original spandexy versions don't work outside of Japan, don't work outside of kind of like a TV for kids environment. This looks a lot more modern sci-fi, like battle armor.
Right. Forget about that. I'm going to plug it once again. They need to remake the Guyver. Trust me. Have you seen it yet? Have you watched it?
I watched it. Though.
Go
I need
watch
to watch it.
Go and watch it. It's cheesy as, but it's wicked. But yeah.
So yeah, jumping over to Toy Art, just seeing what they've got on. We're going to talk about the Star Wars live stream more than anything now, because there were tons of announcements at the live stream. It was awesome. So the first off gave us the 2023 recap, where we had the TVC Clone Trooper 4-pack, the Django Fair, and the Droid 2-pack. So they kind of went a bit nostalgia on us, and then they jumped in and gave us the new stuff. So there's the 4-pack, there's the 2-pack. And they were basically saying that they're basically going to be focused on the prequels, because obviously we've got the anniversary of Phantom Menace and Clone Wars again this year. Yep. 2 big birthdays for them.
Which they announced at MCM last year in October. They said that was their main focus.
They did. They also gave us a little bit of a thing as to what was what is a fan channel exclusive. So these are the different fan channels depending where you are in the world.
Star action figures there.
Let's move on.
I mean, out of all the retailers that. Yeah, so for Europe, it's Star action figure. What's Elbenwald? I'm not familiar.
Well, this is for Europe, so I guess that's some German website, maybe Elbenwald.
So
Sounds
the only UK fan channel is Star Action Figures.
Yeah, apparently so. I can't really, Joe. I'm sat here talking big game, talking smack. I actually ordered from him yesterday.
I ordered from Star Action Figures.
I ordered from it. I ordered from him and got my Ghostbusters.
You got the Fright ones.
I've got them in hand, ready to go. I've got all 4.
What? Oh, I'm gonna have to buy them, aren't I?
And do you know what the sad part is? I upset people online because everyone went, "Oh, they're so nice. Where are you going to put them?" I'm like, "I'm going to open them." I made a community one to
the young kid inside me just wants to
play with them.
It's the movement on them. It's the squeeze the leg and pop the head up and all that kind of stuff. Like, they are figures to be opened. But no shade thrown at all. I'm just surprised that it's only Star Action Figures here in the UK that has got that fan channel exclusive. Like, there are some really strong retailers over here in the UK.
Thing is,
go on.
I'm saying the thing is they couldn't name them all. Just like in America, they've only named Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store. But there are thousands more, like Nerdtropolis, and there's so many more. Just like over here, there's thousands. They couldn't list them all.
So it's not that they're only going to be exclusive via these retailers, then?
No, it's fan channel. It basically means, it's like our online toy stores, basically, as the fan channels for the UK. So Star Action Figures, Comics and Cocktails, all your usual go-tos. Like, if they're a main website that stocks Hasbro, they're gonna get the fan channel exclusives, basically.
That's fine then. Well, it makes sense they put Star Action Figures on there then, because it's in brand.
Yeah.
Still trying to get Pulse in Latin America, though. Look at that. They've got it everywhere else, but they haven't got it in Latin America. That would bug my OCD if I was putting that slide together.
Yeah. Yep. Right. So we got the new Clone Trooper.
Oh, it's another trooper.
another trooper. It's another trooper.
Yeah. Thing is, I know that they are making advancements in development and stuff like that. So there are, they are an improvement. They do kind of move forward, shall we say. But it just frustrates me because, again, troopers are kind of army builders, aren't they? And if you've been collecting, the older ones will start to look out of place next to the newer ones. And yeah,
basically, while you're defending it, I'm going to say that I'm going to make a sound clip this week instead of "We Built This City on Rock and Roll," we're going to be singing "Repack City, Repack City in Hasbro."
Yeah, it is. It is massive repack scene.
But pre-orders will start on January 24th at 1 p.m. ET. If you want to grab this guy, go ahead and do it. It's a fan channel exclusive on Amazon.
I'm not even defending it because I don't even collect Star Wars anymore. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, give us another trooper.
Here's my question. Where's Patrick? I missed his dulcet tones today.
Oh,
I missed his, if you want to buy this toy, you're going to buy it. It only puts me to sleep.
I interviewed him a couple of years ago at MCM.
I'm being horrible for no reason. I don't know why I'm being bitchy. It's late at night and I'm telling you.
I interviewed him. I interviewed him last year at MCM, like year before last. And unfortunately, there was still people that were wearing masks, and he was one of them. And my mic failed, so the interview never made it online because it was literally just like. And that's what it sounded like. So I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Oh dear. But yeah, Droidicas are coming.
This was a must-have. I think they did mention this, or at least allude to it, back at MCM.
Oh yeah.
A figure that we never had, really, did we? At least in this scale. So
yeah,
we've not had it in Lightning series, have we? In Black series.
No, and they explained today why it's taken them so long to get this out. It's because they wanted to make sure that it could fully fold up into the sphere shape that it does in the movies. You know, in the roll down the corridors.
Yeah.
They wanted to be able to recreate that. They said it wouldn't work if you couldn't turn that into a ball and make him roll.
That's rubbish. Come on, like Hasbro was saying, we didn't give you a figure that everyone wanted because we wanted to make it transform. They would have given us this as a static figure if they could have, because they know it would have sold. I like that it rolls and it's you know. Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh yeah, that was worth waiting 20 years for, wasn't it? Look at that. Yeah, we waited 20 years for that. No, I must admit, with the not clone troopers, what are they called? The droids. I do like the fact that you can fold them up and put them in the little hanger position.
Yeah. Now, this shows you how big this figure is as well. Look how deep that box is. So it's a big boy. It's a big thick figure. I'm guessing it's going to be quite large. So it got a bigger box.
I'm surprised they've gone for the angle on that though. Like they could have made it a wider box, like they did with some of the others. Surely
that could just be the render and how they've made it look, so they can show the artwork off. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, and that again is a fan channel exclusive.
He's cool.
Thrawn.
Oh, it is.
It's live action Thrawn.
The big blue.
We knew it. I think we knew deep down he would be coming at some point. It's a must have, isn't it?
I think he looks better as an action figure than he did in the actual show. Well, I'm not saying he looks bad in the show. I'm just saying he looks better as an action figure almost.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Because I like the look of him so much in Rebels. I still have such an attachment to the cartoons over the live action. So to me, I think if I was going to get my Black Series figures back out, I don't think if I had him, I don't think I would save him. I think I'd probably save the original one that I've got. And same with like Ezra and stuff. I think I'd save the original ones rather than the live actions, but that's just me. Yeah. But it still looks nice. Still a nice figure either way. It looks beautiful. It looks good.
Yeah, he's a good figure.
So yeah, we're getting Admiral Thrawn. You can pick him up. He's a mainline item, so you can get him everywhere.
Yeah. You're not the only one. Even Stug said in the comments. So we'll get to people in the comments, but Stug said, yeah, he looks better in Rebels. We know everything looks better in animation.
Moving on to Vintage series. So the Vintage collection have got quite a bit of stuff as well.
Who's that one?
That's Rex.
Is that Rex?
I'm sure that's Rex.
Oh yeah, of course it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You're doubting me now. I'm gonna have to look it up now. Let me get me list.
Now I'm out of touch with my
TVC, the Vintage collection. So it's Bad Batch. It's the Bad Batch version of Captain Rex.
Right. Okay. I'm a little bit out of touch with my my clones.
I would have said just scroll forward and look at the head, but they're all the same.
Yeah.
It's Captain. It's Rex from the Bad Batch.
Is it?
It's Captain Rex. Yeah. It's the younger version because obviously it's Bad Batch, so it's the younger version.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Clone Wars, isn't it? It's like He's not turned into the fat old man yet.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
So yeah, this is the Bad Batch version of Clone Commander Rex, who we've saw because we've still got the trailer to talk about. We've not even talked about the trailer yet for Bad Batch.
No,
A New Hope Luke Skywalker in his flight suit.
we've seen this one about 15 times, haven't we?
Come
Come on, Hasbro.
We built this city on
Come on.
Rex.
Right, right. I don't even collect Star Wars anymore, but my biggest issue with this, right, is that the Star Wars universe is huge. There are so many characters. There are so many aliens and races and droids and just so much. You could put out a new character, a new figure every release and still probably not run out.
Mm-hmm.
Why on earth are we getting in this day and age a jumpsuit Luke Skywalker again?
Because don't forget when the series first started, we got 55 million versions of Farm Boy Luke. Then it turned into Empire Luke. Then we got the green Luke from Dagobah about 1 million times. So they just like to re-release the same ones over and over and over again and slightly improve them every time.
And I get it. There's new collectors on the scene all the time. I do get that, but I don't get the re-release of figures. Like I know people slate Marvel Legends because they're like, oh, there's always an Iron Man or there's always a Wolverine or something. But at least they're different versions. Like most of them are different versions. Like that literally looks like the same figure from when I was collecting them, which was years ago.
Yep. So then we got the Axe Wobes figure. Oh dear.
Oh, we've even had him recently. I mean, I know this is a different scale, but we've not had him in vintage.
Yeah. No, it's his first time in the vintage collection, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, we got Axe Wobes, and it's the taken straight from the Mandalorian thing where he fights. What's it called?
He's not a character I really care about.
No.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't really care about him.
I mean, then surprise, surprise, we got another Mandalorian because obviously it's more or less the same armor. We can repaint him.
Yeah.
So this is the Mandalorian Fleet Commander, the guy who got 5 seconds of screen time and has had more action figures in the past 6 months than anyone. I don't understand why. Why does he need a figure? But anyway, you what? Sorry.
What part of the Mandalorian was he in?
He basically was the one that he sat down on that seat and told all the rest of the Mandalorians on board that big starship to vacate, because they were going to get blown up. And he basically stayed and went down with the ship.
All right.
He was in
an action figure.
He was in it for all of 5 seconds. But everyone was like, "Ooh, look, shiny armor. He's got new shiny armor." So everyone's like, "We need that in a figure now." So now he's got about 50 million figures for 5 seconds of screen time.
Wow.
Yeah, and of course, then we're going to get another version of the Mando as well.
Oh, this is cool. We've not seen this figure before.
They did touch on this in the live stream, and they did say basically every line will have ones that we've had time before, because there's like you say, there's always new collectors. There's always somebody that needs that figure. Yeah. So it's the Mandalorian. He's going to sell regardless, whether it's new collectors, old collectors, or people just passing by in the grocery section that sees it.
I mean, the thing is, and Star Wars fans might like draw and quarter me for this, but I get repacks and re-releases of Grogu and Mandalorian. I get that because for new fans, you'll have kids that are just coming of an age or people that are just discovering it, and the character that they'll want is Mandalorian. They'll want a Grogu, they'll want a Mandalorian. So there's always going to be room for these on the shelf, because there's always going to be new fans going, I want the main character. Because the Mandalorian, for a lot of new Star Wars fans, is the main character of Star Wars. Like, you know, that's who he is. I don't get the repacks of the older figures and the kind of like Z list characters and stuff. Like Mandalorian can't be angry at, Grogu can't be angry at, because that just makes business sense. You overstock shelves with the main character.
Yeah, I'm hoping that these were the last run of this particular like era, because if they're going to focus on Clone Wars and Phantom Menace for the next few years, hopefully we should start seeing some new figures and new molds we've never had. Because there's so many different. Yeah, because we've only ever had the one Padme.
Yeah.
In the entirety of the run of Star Wars Black Series, we've only ever had one Padme figure, and she's the main heroine of 3 movies.
Yeah.
It annoys me. But anyway,
I think that's what they did say though at MCM, is that there is a lot of new stuff coming because of the anniversary year.
Yeah.
But then that obviously that's aimed more at the collector and the long-term fan, as opposed to the new kind of blood, the new fan.
This one scares me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, because this is basically Grogu in a pram. but we've had it like before, and now they've just introduced the little piece that goes on top, and apparently the Grogu will fit inside all snuggly wuggly. But that is $24.99. That's an accessory piece.
Yeah,
that belongs in a large pack with somebody else bundled in with it. $24.99. There's no wonder I'm not collecting these anymore. That's insane.
Do not look at the price of Hot Toys Grogu then. Very quickly, Shelley said in the chat, I'm still waiting for Sabine to be released. She's holding up my Chopper pre-order. Anyone know what the deal is with Sabine and why she's so late in being released?
No idea. I've not heard anything.
No. Obviously holding orders up, I know depends on where you obviously got it from, but we all know that. Yeah, I don't know. No idea.
I know she was the short packed figure in the line. So she's going to be the... Sorry. So she's going to be the one that's, harder to get hold of. So maybe they're just waiting for the stock allocation to come in, depending where you've ordered it from. Basically, that's what's going to be holding it open.
What I will say is that the pre-orders on Pocket Goblins will not be held up and not be delayed. So we will get those out to people that back as quick as possible. And we won't be repackaging any figures. Not a single one. There won't be a single repack. They will all be new figures. But $24.99 for that Grogu is a lot of money.
Yeah, I believe that's what it's going to be. It'll be about $22.99, I think, or something like that. Because the TVC figures have all gone up in price.
You know, the really ironic thing as well is that Grogu as a figure is quite small. He's about 4 centimeters high.
If that, yeah.
The Pocket Goblins are 4 centimeters high, and you can get 4 of them for 20 quid. Like, you can get 4 Pocket Goblins for 20 quid as a pledge for 20 quid.
I love that he
same time as one Grogu. So
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to have a quick look on. I'm on the fan channel exclusive here, Star Action.
You know what though? These Rebel ones. This is after seeing the Ghost HasLab at MCM.
Yeah,
I'm all for these. They look stunning. These are really cool, and seeing the figures and the ship all together in a display. I mean, I have no idea how anyone is going to display it, because this display case must have been 1.5 meters squared. Like, it was huge and it looked stunning, but it was just a flat surface. It wasn't any kind of diorama piece or anything like that. But the ship and the figures was huge.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jesus H Christ.
Shelly says, I'm guessing Bulks is Sorrel and Warts is Jacob. Jacob, we don't need to know where your warts are. Ouch, Shelley. Ouch. Shall I tell you what? I will say on the Pocket Goblin side of things, as we're just talking about them, none of the characters in Series 1 are us. We haven't kind of slipped our character in to Series 1 at all. However, we have had characters of us rendered by the people doing it all and everything, but it's not something we're putting out at the moment. It's something that, you know what, we might do at some point if they're successful and they get backed. We might put our versions of goblins out there, but no, none of the actual goblins in Series 1 are supposed to be either one of us. But there are designs out there of both characters, both of us. But they're not out yet. They might be coming out. You'll have to back the project, and then maybe you see them.
Yeah, so I had a quick look. The TVC figures are going to be running at £17 for this new collection. So that little Grogu and Pram set is £17. The Black Series figures will run at $24.99.
Okay.
The Droideka, on the other hand, will run at $33.99.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker: the vintage collection Sabine and Ren, which I'll show you in a second, is going to be $49.99, and that's a TVC figure.
Wow.
Whew. So basically, they showed off these guys because obviously these are part of the HasLab, and then to finish off that collection, these two are going to be introduced. Chopper comes with the Loth Cats and stuff like that, and then the updated Sabine.
Wow. And the price on that is how much?
$54.99.
Wow.
For those two. Oh, they know how to squeeze the money out of you, don't they? There they are. Look. They come in a fancy little box. So you get both card backs like that, and they come in that fancy little shipper box.
I'm just having a look at the goblins now because Shelley seems to think the hairs match on the ones that. You know what? Bulks doesn't match Sorrel. It's
I'm
too
not
long.
muscular enough to be bulked.
And Warts doesn't actually match me. It kind of does. I see where you're going with that, but I've got a bit more at the back here. Warts just has his little pushback. So there we go. Pipeline reveals.
Pipeline reveals. I do love a good pipeline reveal. So these are what are coming in the future. They're going to definitely make these figures, but they've got nothing to show us for them as of yet. So pipeline reveals for the retro collection. They will be doing the prequel era figures. So we will be getting Anakin, Padme, Mace Windu, Jango, General Grievous, and Clone Commander. Yeah, I'm not too bothered about the 5 POA stuff, but that's where it is. The vintage collection. Now, this is what got me excited. So the Ahsoka Amazon pack over here, which is R7A7, CH33P, and RGG1, GG, cheap, and cheap. They're all going to be Amazon exclusives. Now, normally, these will be like the ones I collect, which are the pull-apart ones. Hopefully, they'll be a part of that line, and I'll be able to grab those and get those in my collection as well. But yeah. So that I'm looking forward to them. They're basically the ones that I'm like most looking forward to more than anything on the planet.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, HK887 is getting a release. Dark Troopers having a single pack release without the fancy case thing. Obviously, Ahsoka live action, Cobb Vanth, Bo-Katan, and of course Mando. I love that there's a pipeline reveal, another Mando.
And they've literally just shown us a Mando.
Here's figures that have not come out yet. Another Ahsoka, another Cobb Vanth, another Bo-Katan.
I just think that they didn't delete those slides off. That's what it was.
Yeah, probably right. Black Series, though, we're going to be getting the Mandalorian Night Owl from Walmart, the Walmart exclusive. IG-12 with Grogu and Anzelin, which is one of those weird little creaturey things. No, baby, no. Those weird little, I love them.
Isn't IG-12 the one where he rode, like the mech suit?
Yeah.
So we're going to get the mech suit.
Yeah, so IG-12 is the mech suit, yeah. You can see the little Grogu's in the little picture. You can just about see him.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool then. So that'd be quite cool.
And then the other guy's the little like monkey creature that fixes it up for him.
That made it, yeah.
Yeah. Amazon 3-pack, we're going to get the Jedi Survivor 3-pack, which is, again, it's Repack City. And then Super Droid, again, Repack City. How is that a Phantom exclusive? We've already had it. And then Moff Gideon's helmet from his shiny black armor.
I can't remember who it was, but there was a customizer that made that helmet and gave it to I can never pronounce the guy's name, but Moff Gideon at a convention, and yeah, it looked really cool.
Yeah, so that was your Star Wars fan channel panel exclusive live streamy timey-wimey thing.
Yeah.
It was all right. Yeah, I thought they'd kickstart the year a bit better than that, personally.
Yeah, it just feels a little bit. Star Wars just feels a little bit, and I know it's not lazy, but it feels a little bit lazy. It's kind of like we know whatever we put out, people are going to buy because it's Star Wars and it has a fan following and everything like that. But yeah, I don't know. Nothing's made me kind of go, wow, that's cool.
We need to ask our good buddy, because did you hear the rumors flying around the rumor mill today about the Hasbro team? The Star Wars team has a new leader, and they've not announced him yet.
Did hear that.
Our good buddy Stevie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting if Steve goes back to Star Wars. I'd be excited, because obviously he's very much into his Star Wars. He's a big Star Wars fan, and he's a big retro collector. So he would vamp up that retro line like something crazy.
Maybe. I think it could be a good move.
Shelley Sorrell on a bad hair day, mate. Leave my hair out of this. And I know it's bad. I know it's bad, and I'm ungroomed, and I'm unkept. And I don't care.
No, I think she's referring to the Goblin, the Bulks figure. That's you on a bad hair day.
It's me on a good day. That's better than I look now.
You after a gym sesh.
Fat naked goblin, hell yeah. That's how I wake up in the morning. I look in the mirror and go, hey. So we had another look at the Turtles of Grayskull, and we're going to be getting the Ram Man. He's the mutated version of Ram Man for the new version of Masters of the Universe with Turtles.
Okay.
So a big purple Ram Man. I can never say I'm sorry, I can never say Ram Man without smiling. I'm sorry. I'm a child.
Who's he a mash of, though? Because Ram Man is obviously a Masters of the Universe character.
So basically, in the style of Turtles, whatever they're in like when the Turtles got the ooze on them, it turned them into the mutant Turtles.
Okay, so that's how
Ram Man, they're taking it literal, so he is now a ram. Look at that. If you see the horns, he's a male sheep. He's a literal ram now.
That's cool. So Turtles of Grayskull basically is now turning into these guys all get covered in ooze and
mutagen, and become basically.
I like it.
I do like it. I'm not mad at it. It's the price I can't get behind.
That's the only reason I haven't pulled on them.
30 quid a figure.
Yeah, the price is too high for that.
That's the price of a NECA toy.
Yeah. Well,
that's how I'm looking at it.
8 goblins.
You worked that out quick.
I think it's 8. No, that's a little bit more. 6 goblins.
And then another Turtles of Grayskull as well was announced this week, which was Slacker. I can never say his name.
Slacker.
Yeah, the evil turtle. And you can there's a builder figure involved in this wave as well. If you look at the bottom, it says there builder figure is Metal Botto.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Shelley said she's going to wait for the B&M drop. I don't know whether these ones will end up in B&M.
No, I think these are going to be short packed. I think these are going to be like to order almost.
I think that's what I read, was that they are more. They're not producing as many. I think they're more likely going to be characters that kind of go up. If you're referring to finding goblins in B&M, they won't be in B&M because they won't. But yeah, I think that the Turtles of Grayskull won't, because I was reading an article about how the production lines on them and stuff.
Sorry, I'm just reading the story that's attached to the Ram Man figure. Are you ready for this? Ram Man did not hear his assailant attack. It was as if the wind suddenly choked him out. He awoke covered in ooze. He opened his mouth to speak, but only could hear a bah. All he knew was he had a new master, and his name was Krang. It's the fact that he says it word for word that I've just read. He opened his mouth, but all he could hear was a bah.
I don't think it would be as weak as that, though. I think they meant it more.
I want it to be just like that. And then Slakar is when Krang's scheme to mutate He-Man required a test subject. Skeletor knew just who to use. He-Man's robotic doppelganger faker covered in the same mutagen that created the evil turtle Slash. The diabolical duplicate rose from the ooze as the deadly robot turtle Slakar.
That's quite a cool mashup.
So he's a crossover of Faker and and Slash. That's cool. I get it now. I get it now. I've read it.
Yeah, Slacker. So yeah,
So yeah, he's
Slacker.
basically the robot version.
Yeah, that's why they put the little apostrophe in it, because if they didn't, it would have been Slacker.
Look out for Slacker. I love it. We've just got a few more little things from Toy Fair. A friend of mine was down there today. He knew I couldn't be there, so he kindly took some photos at Jada Toys for me.
Sweet.
So we have a little exclusive looky here on the channel. So as you can see here from this photo, these are the mainline figures we've had so far: Ryu, Fei Long, and Chun-Li.
Yep.
Ken Masters has come out recently. We know that we're getting Bison, Dalsim, and DJ. But the ones that are coming soon that we do, and there's Cammy over there as well. I've got a better picture of Cammy in a minute. But we do, these ones are coming out soon. They've just got renders on like a box here. We've got Guile, Vega, Sagat, and Blanca coming out.
Oh, Blanca.
Mm-hmm.
Blanca and Vega I could get behind.
I kind of regret not starting this series now. Now I know, because like, thing is, they did the Universal Monsters, right? And they only made like 4 of them, and then they made 2 more, and then they've not announced anything since.
No.
They've done that with multiple lines over the years. That's why I kind of didn't get behind this. I thought they'll probably release the first 2 or 3. They'll probably do Ryu, Ken, Guile, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
And now they've jumped in and got all the deep cuts, like we've got Cammy and DJ. I mean, that Cammy looks awesome.
What is the price on these guys?
About $26.99.
And are they just not in stock anymore, the old ones?
My comic book store has them and can get them. So it depends who you go to. Like the online stores tend to sell out pretty quick, but my like brick and mortar store, he can reorder them if I wanted them.
Yeah.
But it's just a case of, do I want to start now at 30 quid a pop? It would have been cool to grab them as and when like Ryu came out, then Chun-Li came out, and it was like staggered.
Yeah.
Whereas now it would be like 100 quid down the line, straight off.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it could be a good line to pick and choose with. That was the Cammy photo. Oh yeah, we got these as well. So also while we were there,
well, they look really good. Just like vanilla posed, like on a shelf, like because they're a lineup.
Yeah, definitely. I like the fact that they were all on the back of the box, like the thing, like the arcade machines.
Yeah.
So you knew what characters were coming. So they are making all of them, which is pretty cool. Now, my friend also got this one because he knows I'm a bit of a blind bag nerd. And this is the Nano, the little metal figures that they make. So they're going to be doing a Disney series, a new Harry Potter series, a Fast and Furious series, Minecraft, Street Fighter, and Wednesday Addams. And then you can buy the big packs at the bottom of the Nano ones from other collections as well.
Interesting.
But yeah, the blind bags, like Fast and Furious is a cool one. I guess that's got to be Cars, right? That's got to be the Cars.
Yeah, or just lots of versions of Vin Diesel.
For the family.
Wednesday's an interesting one as well. I'm not surprised because obviously the popularity of the Wednesday show, but I wouldn't have expected them to have like a nano figure blind bag market.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I've now just got for you a couple of more up close pictures of some of those new ones. So there's the Blanca and Sagat. Blanca will come with an alternate head, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's got the snarling face or the howling face, which is cool. We did get a nice product shot here of Dalsim and all his bits and pieces and accessories, which is awesome. Now, the one thing that I did notice about this, again, it could change before release, so these are still just in the works. But you've got the screaming head for Dalsim down here where he breathes fire, but no fire piece. It would have been cool to get the thing to put out of his mouth, you know what I mean? To make it like he's actually blowing fire.
Yeah.
That's kind of my only that's the only thing I can pick on.
Yeah.
But I mean, these two might be the two that I have to cave and buy. Guile and Vega.
Yeah, Vega's definitely on my list.
Very cool looking figs. They've done a good job with them. I love the fact that the boxes are little arcade cabinets.
Yeah. They are very cool.
And then the last piece of toy news this week was that Amazon and Mattel have joint licenses. So Wednesday Addams is now under the Mattel company. So Mattel will be making the Wednesday Addams merchandising. And on the press release, it says that they are going to use their current lineup of Little Peoples and Monster High to bring Wednesday to life. So the dolls for Wednesday will be in the style of the Monster High figures. So it'll be a crossover one, like Monster High / Wednesday, which makes sense. She fits into their universe quite easily. So I can see that. And then the Little Peoples, because have you seen them at Smith's now? There's like thousands of them.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Smiths are now stocking them, and they've got like the Hobbit ones in, the Hocus Pocus ones. They've got Big Bang Theory friends. There's so many now. And so Wednesday is going to be getting a little one as well, a little set of Little People.
I actually have to go up there and get the Friends one for my daughter for her birthday.
They've also got the Friends Polly Pocket. Have you seen that one?
No.
Let me get this picture up. It was 50 quid, and me and Lynn and my wife spent about a good 25 minutes staring at it going, do we buy it? Do we pull the trigger? It's a bit weird, but I like it. So let me get this picture up to show you, because it is amazing. So basically, it's a giant coffee mug that opens up into the playset.
What?
Here's that. Let me show you. Polly Pocket.
Wow.
So basically, it folds up into the little Central Perk coffee mug, but when you open it up, it's got, the boys' apartment, and then the little hallway, and then the girls' apartment. It's got the coffee house at the bottom, and it comes with all the figures, including the little chicken head to put on them as well, which I think is awesome. Yeah, the turkey.
And that's 50 quid though. That is a lot.
$49.99. It was originally $54.99 according to Smiths.
I think that's one to keep an eye on, because I think it'll probably drop again.
Yeah, Friends X Polly Pocket. Weirdest thing I've ever heard of, but I get it. And if this sells, I reckon Big Bang Theory will be next, because they'll be able to do the exact same setup. They'll be able to do the exact same setup. It'll just be Penny's apartment, hallway, Leonard's apartment. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a new thing. It's going to be around for a while. Polly Pocket.
How much are the friend, the Little People friends?
Let me go back to Smiths. Little People.
They were there, but I didn't actually look at the price.
The Friends Little People set is $25.99. These are the ones that are in it. These are the versions you're getting.
Yes, that's the one I saw.
So yeah, you've got the original Rachel in the Central Perk outfit. You've got Ross from the leather accident where he were at that girl's house.
Yeah.
You got Joey wearing all of Chandler's clothes, Monica as the chef, Phoebe from the episode where she had the big ketchup stain on her dress and she put the big flour on, and then Chandler with the duck.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, my daughter's just a massive Friends fan, and it's trying to find something that kind of fits in that. The thing is, there's so much rubbish merchandise out, isn't there? Like the pencil cases and the tins and that. The Lego sets were very cool, but she wouldn't sit there and build a Lego set. So I was just kind of, I want something that she can just kind of have physically. But yeah, I thought about the Little People, but I think I might now have to go for the Polly Pocket.
The Polly Pocket is cool. I do like that.
Yeah, and it looks good unopened as well. So if she didn't want to open it, it actually looks quite good in the box anyway.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's so random. Polly Pocket getting a license like Friends. How weird.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yep, that would work.
That would work.
That'd work. You could do so many. You could do Cheers. Do you know what I mean? Like all of those kind of things. Like you imagine if they went down like an old like 90s like Home Improvement, like all these kind of Roseanne, like all these like revival shows like as little play sets for adults.
That'd be crazy.
Could work. Could definitely work.
It could definitely work.
Yeah, was that it? That's everything, I think.
That was everything so far. There's going to be more and more reveals as the week goes on. I'll see if I can drag Jacob away one night this week in a couple of days to do another one, because I'm sure there'll be a massive update from Toy Fair. And if there is a load of cool updates, I will try and get another live going. But for now, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Today was the press day at Toy Fair, so not everything's actually been revealed yet. Some of the big boys like Hasbro had everything under lock and key today. They didn't have anything out, so it'll be tomorrow, and I think Thursday is the influencer day.
Yeah,
so that'll be the day that you see all your big names down there, your celebrities down there doing stuff. But Michael McIntyre was there today signing his pop vinyl at the Funko booth, so you could physically get a Michael McIntyre signed pop.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. And there's I'm not anticipating any massive kind of unspoken reveals. That's not kind of how it works, but you don't know what you just kind of never know what you're going to see, do you?
The thing is, this year there are a lot of big names there that aren't normally there. Like Jazzwares have already put out those pictures for Street Fighters that have never been circulated before. They're all brand new reveals.
Excuse me. Yeah.
We knew they were coming because they're on the back of the box. It's not like it's a secret, but that's the first time they've shown the renders on the packagings and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's all the big boys are there. I don't think Hasbro will reveal anything because otherwise they'd have saved that live stream for there, surely. So I don't think Hasbro are revealing anything, but you've got Lego, Mattel, Jazzwares are there, Funko's there. Funko puts a lot out at London Toy Fair. You'll get a lot of news out of Funko. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Five Nights merch finally gets announced, because we're starting to move towards the movie merch now. So I'm excited to see what else they give us.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting week for sure. Yeah. And if there isn't a huge amount announced, which I hardly doubt there won't be, there usually is, but we've got the Sunday show anyway that we're working towards, so we won't miss anything. Whether we do another plus show towards the end of it or whether we save it for the Sunday show, we will cover it one way or another. So you can get all your Toy Fair news here at the Geek Week.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to follow me around the Comic-Con scene this year, I've got 27 Comic-Con dates booked in officially now. I'm going to be putting the list up tomorrow. And some of them, there are some that aren't even finalized yet. Like Birmingham MCM still hasn't been finalized. So there's a few more to be added yet. And there's a couple of horror cons that are like further north than I am. Heading towards Scotland. They've not announced their dates yet. So there's a lot to do this year. I'm excited.
Yeah. It's going to be a good year for sure. Definitely. Is that about it?
That's about it for today.
I think it is. I was going to plug it one more time.
Remember to go back the project, because otherwise Jacob's going to cry. So go check out the project. And remember, put a goblin in your pocket.
It is. Yes. No, do go and support us. We do appreciate it. We know that everyone's there supporting anyway. But do go and make a pledge. It does make a massive difference. It's one of the things that even though we're kind of 50 days away from the end of the project, there's little things kind of ticking and getting ready, and it's all very exciting and there's a lot of anticipation. But it's been great. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, if we don't see you before, we will be back on Sunday, and we've got a special guest this week
Hopefully. He did get a bit of sad news over the last couple of days. He's not been online, so I'm hoping we're going to have him on. We should be having Triple G Comics, but I'll keep you guys posted, and I might have someone to fill the spot if he can't make it.
If we should have around, we will definitely have him at some point. If he can't make it this weekend, then we'll have somebody else. But once we finalise, we'll get the link out to Sunday's show. That's about it. Thank you very much for joining us for this last episode. It's been a lot. Hopefully you got something out of it. Don't forget to back the Pocket Goblins. Check the description of the video for all the links and everything like that. Till next time, keep it geek.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and of course subscribe. Tune in next week for another live show. Until then, keep it geek. Stay up to date at www.geekweekinreview.co.uk.